Our team made World Chase Tag history. Well, kinda. We had the biggest loss in the history of World Chase Tag. That's right, my team had the biggest loss in the history of the sport, and this is the story of how.
The laziest what? The laziest Luke. The laziest what? Here's bacon. The laziest what? The laziest Luke. The laziest what? Here's bacon.
Here comes Luke Ashley for fluidity and nearly ends up on the floor. It's not a mistake that's fatal at this stage. That is a weird old desperation lunge into the middle of the mountain. Reasons I don't understand. Xavia is in danger of picking up the way he does with relative ease. The thing is, Luke is looking for Xavia to his explosion. He doesn't need it right now. He's in control in an armchair right now. They cannot play a picture on. He's on a stupendous 6. Can he make it a scintillating 7?
Stop. That's me. No, not that guy. The guy about to fall on his head. Yeah, that's me. How did I get there, you're wondering? Well, to tell that story, we need to go back a little bit. We need to go back about 2 years when I first discovered parkour at the ripe old age of 27. Parkour is an extreme urban sport involving jumping around on walls and flipping and stuff. Well, that's what they say. Anyway, I started doing it when I was 27, and that is quite a late age to start doing parkour. I mean, not too late, I could be like 50 or something, but no, I was 27. There are a lot of big freerunners out there who start at very young ages, and they are titans by the time they are my age. They can do insane moves that I could never even dream of. Anyway, I discovered the sport during the first lockdown and I was hooked, and I started going out on my own and jumping on walls, and people were looking at me like I was a bit of a weirdo. But what would you know, about a year later, there I am working in a parkour gym. I'd actually turned this crazy little hobby into a job, and I was really grateful about that. And I got a job at Fluidity Freerun Academy in Cardiff, and I couldn't believe that I was actually doing parkour for a living. I didn't think it could get any cooler than that. But then, we were invited to put together a team to go and compete in World Chase Tag. If you haven't heard of World Chase Tag, then why did you click on this video? But also, I'll explain to you what it is. World Chase Tag is a sport where two men step into an arena and one has to tag the other one within 20 seconds. And to make it more interesting, there are obstacles all over the arena for the guy to hide behind and run around and jump on and stuff. So, when I first saw World Chase Tag, I thought, wow, I'd love to have a go at that. Never thought I actually would. And what do you know? I got to have a go. That's why you saw me in that clip earlier. So let me explain how the hell I even got on there in the first place. A freerunner called Greg Ball came to Fluidity Freerun Academy. He asked a friend of mine, Cole, if we wanted to put a team together and we can go and compete in World Chase Tag. We were ecstatic, there's no way we could say no. I actually pestered and pestered to get on the team, because I mean, come on, I'm a new freerunner, I'm very new to the sport. I'm not exactly a prodigy, like, you know, Xavia or anything. Somehow I got on the team and they let me go and compete in World Chase Tag. So there we were, on our way to London to compete in a sport which I'd never ever done in my life, and I had absolutely zero rehearsals for it, but we were just going to go and do it anyway and see what happens. I was very nervous, obviously, and so were we all. We had very short notice for the event, we had very short notice to put the team together, but we were still invited to go anyway and we couldn't say no. So we went. The day before the event, we were allowed to go onto the quad and have 1 hour to practice tactics and things like that. I couldn't believe I was standing on the World Chase Tag quad. I was in over my head here. I knew that I was not good enough to be here, but there I was. I couldn't believe how starstruck I was when I got there. I was surrounded by all of my favourite freerunners and parkour athletes. I could not believe it. They were everywhere. And I was just starstruck. And this is the thing, these guys are just normal people. They're just normal guys who go out and do parkour, but they put it on the internet and they're quite popular because of it. And then people like me are their fans. People like me are actually starstruck when we see them, when we meet them. But they don't like it when you fangirl out. They don't like it when you fangirl out around them. It bothers them for some reason. They're not interested. So I was stood next to Ed Scott, the Ed Scott who I've watched on YouTube. He's an absolute titan of the sport. He's an absolute barbarian of parkour. He's incredible. and I was stood right next to the bloody guy. He was on Team Breach. So we obviously thought, because we were a new team, that we were going to be put up against other new teams to make it fair. Well, no, we were put up against Breach. I have no idea why they thought to put up a team like us against Breach, but they did. And I knew Ed Scott was on their team, so I already knew that we were kind of in trouble. But I hadn't actually noticed Xavier. I hadn't seen him. I don't know why, I just hadn't seen him around, so I didn't realise he was on the team.
No one's really seen a lot of us on the course before, and the people that have seen us on the course have seen Xavier, and he's insane.
The next day, it's the event. The arena fills up. There are people all around the top watching. The nerves start to kick in. And not only are all these people around the top watching, let's just take my hat off a sec. A lot of the people in the audience were my idols, freerunners and athletes, like some of the best athletes in parkour were there watching. It was absolutely terrifying for me to go and step out in front of all my idols. But I did. There are many factors towards why our team had such a bad experience with the World Chase Tag thing. I don't want to make excuses here, there are no excuses, our team lost and that's just the way it is. But there are many factors that contributed to that loss. Things could have been better. One of our main players, Ash Corbett, sustained an injury not long before the event, so he had to drop out. Also, one of our other best players, Craig, he had to drop out last minute too, for family reasons, so now we were down 2 of our best players. I'm not dumping on their replacements, obviously everybody on our team did the best they could, and I'm so grateful for what my team did. But we had already lost 2 of our best players before we even got on the coach to London, so I knew we were in trouble. So, it's event day, and it's finally our time to step out onto the quad in front of all of my idols and play World Chase Tag. And just before we're about to step out the curtain to go and play, I look to the side at the Team Breach, who we're about to face. And I see Xavier. I look at this guy and I think, I know that guy's face. I've seen him before. I didn't realise he was on their team, and when I saw him, I was shaking in my boots. If I wasn't already shaking in my boots about Ed Scott, well, I was definitely shaking in my boots now. Because I know how good these guys are, and I know how good Xavier is.
He's insane.
We were this far in now, we were literally about to step out onto the quad. There's no way you could back out of it now. So here we are. So when our team had the 1 hour of practice runs the day before, we had worked out that I was actually the best evader on my team. I'd managed to evade everyone on my team in the practice, so we decided that if we were evading, then I would be the first to go out. But as we were stepping out onto the quad, a really weird thing happened. My team were walking through the curtain to step out, and I lifted my arm, and at the same time, my teammate Cole lifted his arm. Somehow his fist collided with my arm by complete accident, and my arm just went completely dead. So much pain. He'd somehow hit a nerve or a muscle, and my arm just went and flopped and I was out for the count, and we were literally just stepping out onto the quad. We were about to go out and compete, and he gave me a dead arm. Not Cole's fault, I'm not blaming Cole here. It was a complete accident. And what do you know? We were then the first to evade. It was supposed to be me to go out and evade first. I refused to go out there with a dead arm, so we sent Alex out instead. Alex did his best. He outrun Xavier as much as he could. He put up a really good fight, but it was no match, and Xavier was able to tag him. It was then time for us to chase him. My arm was still dead, so I didn't want to go out. We sent Alex back out because we had worked out that he was also the best chaser in our team. So we just thought it would make sense to send him back out. It seems a lot of fans weren't happy with that decision, and apparently the commentator said so too. And despite the fact that he just got tagged, doesn't mean that he couldn't have a go at chasing after, right? I don't see the problem with that. So Alex went back out, and he didn't catch Xavier, unfortunately. And then finally, it was my turn to go out now. Even though my arm was dead, I'd held out long enough, and I couldn't hold on anymore. I had to go out there, it was my turn. So I stepped out onto the quad. I stepped out onto the podium, and the nerves started to kick in, because I knew all of my idols were watching me right now, and I knew I couldn't mess this up. So I went and messed it up. When you're in the quad and you're the chaser, you step off the first podium, and then there's the first obstacle that you need to jump over or go underneath to get to your opponent. On the practice day the day before, we practiced dozens and dozens of times jumping over this obstacle, trying to make sure we got over the obstacle in the most efficient way. I practiced it so many times, and then, what do you know, when I'm finally meant to do it on TV, when it's the time that actually counts, I fall flat on my face. Well, almost flat on my face. I think it was my dead arm that when I tried to put it down to lean on it, it just sort of gave way and I just tripped over the whole bloody thing. I'd never been on TV before. That was my first few seconds ever on television. My first few seconds on television ever is me falling over. I have to live with that for the rest of my life. Anyway, so I fall down, but I get straight back up, and I start giving Xavier the chase. I know that falling over in front of all my idols is really embarrassing, and it was embarrassing, and I knew that I could crumble there and then, but I couldn't let it get to me. I had to go and do this. So I step out there, and I carry on chasing him, and I give him the best damn chase of my life. I run as fast as I can. I just tell myself, run. And hey, I didn't catch him, but I did my best. Then what do you know? Xavier gets a full sweep. He goes through our whole team. He took out every single one of us. He evaded every single one of our team. That takes a lot of stamina. That takes a lot of practice. Sure, that's really impressive, but I mean, he was going up against people who weren't really that great, to be fair. So Xavia had made it through our whole team. It was a shocking defeat. It was a really shocking and embarrassing defeat. It was the biggest defeat in the history of World Chase Tag. So obviously I explained the many factors that contributed towards us losing, but the main contribution is just that we weren't that good. We weren't as good as Xavia. We weren't as good as Breach. Unfortunately, we hadn't been training for the event so extensively. We just wanted to go and have a go and be involved, and we're really grateful that we did. I was told just after the match that Xavia had been training specifically for this event for about a year straight. Apparently he'd been building up towards this for a long time, and he was taking this very seriously and training and looking after himself and doing this properly. We did not do that. We had hardly any practice or rehearsal for it. We just went out there and did it. In terms of tactics, we had none. We didn't have any tactics. We just run after them and tag them as fast as you can. You know, so that's what we did. We just ran and we chased, and we didn't really have any tactics in the bag. I know there's more to World Chase Tag than just chasing and tagging, and you can actually use the quad to your advantage. I know that, but hey, we didn't have time to work these things out, and we definitely weren't going to be able to do that. But hey, we did it. We did our best. We went and we took part in World Chase Tag. I can't believe that we were even invited to do so. I'm so grateful that we were given the opportunity. I am so grateful that we were given the opportunity to do that and be a part of that. It's so cool that I got to do it. I'm so grateful that I got to be involved. I got to meet all of my idols in one day. I got to compete in World Chase Tag. I got to get one of these. I got to meet Jimmy the Giant, Ed Scott. I got to meet Sebastian Foucon, who was one of the founders of parkour. Literally, that guy is one of the dudes who invented parkour. I think Travis Furkey was there. Chris Ilabaka. There were so many others who I can't name off the top of my head right now. Joe Marks. I got to meet Joe Marks. I got to meet all of Team Fat. I got to meet everybody, man. I got to meet Xavia himself. I even got to meet the two brothers who invented World Chase Tag. And they were so nice and so kind to me, and they were so welcoming, and they were so grateful that we came on and even had a go. They were so grateful that we had the balls to even go out there and have a go and do it against Xavia and Breach. So it was really nerve-wracking, but we went out there and we did it, and I couldn't be happier. So big up to my team, big up to Fluidity. We did our best, guys. We did what we could. I couldn't be more grateful for the experience. You know, if you're wondering why World Chase Tag put us up against a big team like that, such titans of the sport, you can't blame them. We made the choice. We made the choice to go there and compete and participate in the sport. We decided to go out there, put ourselves out there and do it. You need to be ready for the criticisms that come along with it if you're going to go out there and put yourself on TV and do something like that. Hey, and what can I say? I'm enjoying the clout. These guys are big athletes with big followings. Look at me. I've got less than 150 subscribers on my YouTube channel as I make this video. Sure, I'm not the best athlete in parkour. I'm not the best in this sport, but I'm new to it, and I never really wanted to do it full time or for a living or for a career. This should be a lesson to anybody. When you first saw World Chase Tag, didn't you think, oh, I'd love to have a go at that? That's what I thought, and I never thought that I could. I actually got to do that. And that should be a message to all of you to say that you can do it too. If you want to compete in World Chase Tag, you can. There's nothing stopping you. So if I can get onto World Chase Tag, so can you. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'd love to go back and do it again. I'd love to put another team together or something and try and go back and do World Chase Tag. I have no idea how. I don't even know how to get back into it. I wouldn't know where to start. I was just very lucky, and I think it was a one-off. Yeah, I think it was a one-off that I got to go and do it, so it might not be happening again. That might be good news to some of you, but I'll always have that memory and the footage of that memory to cherish forever. So thank you World Chase Tag for everything. Thank you to the parkour community. Thank you for Fluidity Free Run Academy, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, then please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because you know, I'm clearly a YouTuber with not much going on yet. I've got very little subscribers, so you could say that you were there from the start and you were subscribed to me before it was cool. So yeah, go and do that. I mean, look, I've even got the cool backdrop for my videos. You know, I've even got a mic. I've got the on air sign over there. Do you see that? Because you know I'm on air, so that's what the sign's for. I've even got my logo. I've got everything, dude. So comment to say if you are proud of me, or think I suck, or if you think I should never go on World Chase Tag again. Maybe comment to say that you think I should come back. I don't know. You let me know what you think in those comments. So just comment. I'm the laziest Luke. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.